Welcome to another video on international management. And this one is about company analysis, which is again a team assignment. And it is worth 15 points. And it's a 10 to 12-minute presentation. So since you're doing it on video, watch the instructions for that. So go up in the syllabus, you will see the instructions. Most of you already know this because you've already done some presentations, the individual presentations. So this is probably not a surprise for you. So you are going to, when you submit, you will submit a link to the YouTube video as well as PowerPoint presentation. And only one person in the team needs to submit it, not everybody, okay? And you have already picked the company, so this is the company you will be analyzing. So talk about the outline, which is, briefly talk about who is going to talk about what and, introduce your team members. Next thing is try to come up with an interesting story about the name of the company, the way it got started, about the founder. The reason for this is you want to right away put people in a good mood. See, initially during the beginning of the presentation, people are up and they are paying attention. In the middle, they kind of doze off, and towards the end, they are back again. So you want to grab their attention right in the beginning. So example of an interesting story. Sorry. You know how Netflix got started? You know who Reed Hastings was? Also, this is a good way to get people's attention, is starting with questions. So Reed Hastings was the guy, I don't know how true the story is. He rented Apollo 13 from Blockbuster. And if you remember Blockbuster, back in the day, they would charge $5 a night. And yeah, things were pricey back then. And you can keep the video only for a night. And if you kept it for longer, you would have to pay $5 per night. So the way the story goes is he probably maybe fell behind his couch or something happened, and he went to return it after like a month or so. So guess what? So $150, $5 times that. So he wasn't too happy about that, and he had recently sold his company, software company, for a few $100 million. And so he started Netflix. So Reed Hastings is the guy who did this, right? So that's how you start, so you could come up with an interesting story. And you could, even if you want, this is, you have to use it ethically. This is kind of a ninja skill. Don't complete the story. You just leave it at a climax. That's what people used to do back in the day on TV. That's how advertisers made money, is they would cut the movie or the serial at an important point, and then they show you a bunch of commercials, and then you're back. So you can do the same thing. Nowadays, YouTube also, similar things happen. So come up with an interesting story, talk about that, and then discuss the brief history of the company. You don't have to go too details. Don't ever do like, this company started in 1857 and in 1910 this happened, that. Just hit the important points. You could include the entire timeline, but just hit the important points. And these two pie charts are important. Product lines, pie charts about the market share and the revenue generated from various products. Okay, so this is, let's say, this is your pie chart about products. Yeah, my drawing is really awesome, so it looks more like a potato. But anyway, so this is the pie chart. So this is, let's say the company has, 4 products. So you could say they make this much money on product A, this much on B, this much on C, and this much on D. So that's why it's important to talk about product lines. And so they could be making, let's say, appliances. That's another product line could be making parts for aircrafts and things like that. So you're doing that. And another graph or pie chart for where do they make their money. So this could be US, this could be EU, this could be Asia Pacific, and so on and so forth. So make sure you include 2 pie charts. Okay. Then you talk about the vision and mission of the vision, mission, and SWOT. So briefly discuss, you should be able to get this from the company's website, vision and mission, and also talk about the SWOT, which is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay. So don't go too much into depth, like 2-3 points about strengths, 2-3 points about weaknesses, and so on and so forth. And then global strategy and competitor analysis. So we discussed the various global strategies. Again, this chapter, this textbook, you've learned a lot of different global strategies. So pick those various strategies, pick at least 3, and talk about it, and also compare it with its company competitors. Okay, make sure you compare it with at least 2 competitors, right? So let's just say, again, going back to the earlier example I gave you, let's say if you pick mode of entry, then how did the company enter the country? So if you were to say they established their own subsidiaries there, so what did the competitors do? Okay, so kind of briefly discuss that. And also include a stock chart, minimum of 5 years. I'll show you this in a minute. I'll flip to the website and I'll show you how to do that. We'll come to that in a minute. Wins and losses. Identify country where, other than the US, where your company was successful, and another where it was not successful. Then find out the factors, what happened, you know, was it because of the political, legal, technological factors? So compare and contrast the factors related to the host country, and you know, what made your company successful or not in the other country. And also discuss the role the culture played in the success or failure of your company. Then try to include 5 concepts. Try not to include the concept that you already discussed in the discussion. These try to include different concepts. Okay. Again, the same thing goes, which is, you know, you pick a concept and kind of show the application of the concept to your company. So briefly describe the concept and how does it apply to your company. Then conclusion, you know, what's your opinion about future and the competitiveness of your company? And finally, how many points you expect and why? Try to use charts, graphs, figures to make your point. The reason, again, how many points is this gives you an opportunity to kind of go back. Okay, so let me show you how you will be doing the stock chart. Right, so I've already done over here Walmart and its competitors, but I'm gonna do it again just to show you how you can do it in anything you pick. It could be any browser. So go to finance.yahoo.com. Okay. Then I guess you don't know the ticker symbol for Walmart. Let's say you start typing in and it will start showing. All right, so you, okay, yeah, so that popped up, Walmart. Okay. Computer is a little slow. All right, so you get the chart over here. Oh, by the way, in here, you'll see lots of interesting statistics also, like what's the profit margin, what's the P ratio, and things like that too. So use these things too. See what I told you. And you'll be surprised. Look at profit margins for Walmart. It's only 2.42%. But anyway, so this is the important data that you could use when you're analyzing your company, and also when you're analyzing its competitors. So you use some of those to do that. And the chart is, again, you know, you click on chart and you click on 5 years. All right, so oh, it actually remembers things, so that's why it is showing up, but I'm just gonna delete these just to show you how it can be done. So you have Walmart, it is, make sure that your chart is for 5 years. Some reason this is acting a little slow. It's the evening, a lot of people are watching Netflix, I guess. All right, so 2014 to 21, so make sure it is at least 5 years. It's more than 5 years, so we're good. Then click on comparison. So make sure if it's a high-tech company, compare it with NASDAQ. But Walmart, we're going to compare it with S&P 500. Okay. So it popped up. So S&P 500 is above Walmart. What does that tell you? That Walmart is a below average company, meaning it is not performing as, so if you would have put your money in S&P 500, you actually would have made 137%. So $100 would have been $237 or $238 versus your $100 in Walmart would have been $184. Okay, so it's underperforming. Then compare it with two competitors. The reason you want to also compare it with two competitors, maybe the industry that Walmart is in sucks, and it doesn't do that well. So you want to see what's going on with others. So you could pick any competitors. Let's just say I picked Costco, right? You could also pick Amazon, but then you'll see that Amazon would definitely handily beat Walmart. So Costco, again, did better than even S&P 500. So it's definitely better than Walmart. Another competitor, let's say you could pick Target. And again, see, I don't remember you don't have to remember the ticker symbol. You start typing, it pops up. All right, so it looks like, Costco and Target are neck and neck. Target is slightly better now. So all of these are beating Walmart. Okay, so that's your, you did the analysis, stock chart analysis, and you could also point to some of the things if you see something important happening. Walmart. So your company of focus is Walmart. You could start talking about why there was, Walmart seems to be, what happened? Was there some change in leadership? Or were they sued or something? If there are important things that are in the stock chart, you could discuss those. All right, so let's get back to the syllabus. So quick recap. Everybody in the team needs to present, and the good way is have a Zoom session and record that Zoom session. So you're submitting YouTube link to your presentation. Do not submit your video, okay, on Blackboard. It sometimes has problems. So upload it on YouTube, mark it public or even unlisted, that's fine. As long as you send me the link, we should be good. If it's public, you usually don't have issues. So it's up to you, make it unlisted or public. And next is also upload your PowerPoint on Blackboard. There is no paper, this is only a presentation, 10 to 12 minutes. Make sure your video is not too long or too short. So it has to be minimum 10, maximum 12 minutes, right? Anything less or more, points would be deducted. Now, then the introduction, talk about, how company got started, some interesting story, at least include 2 pie charts, one about products, how they make their money, 2, where they make their money, the company makes money. Then vision, mission, and SWOT, and should be able to get that from company's website. A global strategy and competitor analysis, come up with at least 3 global strategies for the company, and how does it compare with its competitors. And I just showed you go to finance.yahoo.com for a stock chart. And wins and losses, some countries your company may not have done that well. So, and some it may have done really well. So you just need to pick one where it was doing really good and another where it didn't do that well. And kind of look at, compare and contrast the factors, the host country related factors that were responsible for those results. Then culture, what role did culture play? Concepts, try to include 5 concepts. Don't include the one that you already discussed in the discussion. Try to pick some other ones. Conclusion, what do you think is the future of your company? All right, and finally, how many points you expect? Try to use charts, graph, figures to support your analysis. All right, so thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in future videos.